Welcome to this Deluge Consulting Contractor Training. This program is designed to help contractors understand expectations, compliance requirements, and best practices for stormwater management. We focus on practical applications, clear responsibilities, and consistent implementation in the field. This training supports safer sites, cleaner water, and smoother projects from start to finish. The purpose of this training is simple and practical. It provides construction staff with the necessary information to comply with the Construction General Permit, or CGP. By understanding requirements, roles, and expectations, crews can implement proper stormwater controls, avoid violations, and keep projects compliant, efficient, and environmentally responsible throughout construction activities. These are the terms and acronyms that form the foundation of construction stormwater compliance. The National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, or NPDS, establishes federal requirements for protecting water quality. The Construction General Permit, known as the CGP, applies those requirements specifically to construction activities. A Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan, or SWIP, documents how a site will control pollutants using best management practices, or BMPs. The Qualified SWIP Developer, or QSD, is responsible for preparing and amending the SWIP, while the Qualified SWIP Practitioner, or QSP, ensures those measures are properly implemented and maintained in the field. Understanding these terms helps clarify roles, responsibilities, and expectations, allowing construction teams to work efficiently, stay compliant, and reduce the risk of stormwater violations throughout the life of a project. The legal framework for construction stormwater management is established through both federal and state regulations. At the federal level, the Clean Water Act of 1972 provides the foundation, with Section 402 creating the NPDES permitting system to control pollutant discharges. In California, these requirements are reinforced through the Porter-Cologne Water Quality Control Act, which expands state authority to protect water quality. Compliance with these laws is not optional. Failure to follow permit requirements can result in significant penalties, including substantial fines and potential jail time. These regulations apply not only to companies, but also to individuals responsible for site activities. Understanding this legal structure emphasizes accountability, reinforces the importance of compliance, and highlights why proper stormwater management must be taken seriously on every construction project. Non-compliance with stormwater regulations carries serious legal and financial consequences. Under the Clean Water Act, knowing violations can result in criminal penalties, including up to 3 years in jail and fines ranging from $5,000 to $50,000. In California, the Porter-Cologne Water Quality Control Act allows penalties of up to $25,000 per day and possible jail time. Enforcement actions may be initiated by the EPA, the State Water Resources Control Board, or local authorities through reporting to the Regional Water Quality Control Board. These penalties apply to both companies and individuals, emphasizing that stormwater compliance is a legal obligation, not a recommendation, and that failures in the field can quickly escalate into costly and lasting consequences. The 2022 Construction General Permit is designed to control stormwater pollution from construction activities. Its primary goal is to prevent sediment and other pollutants from leaving the site during rainfall events. The permit establishes minimum best management practices that must be implemented to meet water quality objectives and reduce environmental impacts. It also clearly defines roles and responsibilities, ensuring accountability among owners, developers, and site personnel. A critical reminder is that the permit does not prohibit stormwater discharges altogether. It allows the discharge of clean stormwater, provided required controls are properly installed, maintained, and functioning as intended. Understanding this purpose helps teams focus on prevention, compliance, and effective site management while keeping projects moving forward responsibly. A Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan, or SWIP, is a project-specific document that outlines how a construction site will comply with the Construction General Permit. It is a living document, meaning it must be updated as site conditions, construction activities, or sequencing change. The SWIP governs how best management practices are selected, installed, and maintained to control stormwater pollution. It is prepared by a Qualified SWIP Developer, or QSD, and implemented in the field by a Qualified SWIP Practitioner, or QSP. The plan includes a written narrative describing site conditions, potential pollutant sources, and control measures, along with detailed maps showing drainage patterns and BMP locations. When properly developed and followed, the SWIP serves as the primary roadmap for maintaining compliance throughout construction. Discharges on a construction site fall into two categories: those allowed under permit conditions and those that are not. Permitted discharges include stormwater that is properly managed and controlled in accordance with regulatory requirements. Any discharge containing pollutants or occurring outside of permit conditions is not allowed. The Construction General Permit defines which discharges are acceptable, and the Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan identifies how those discharges are managed on a specific site. Any release not addressed or controlled through these requirements can result in violations, enforcement actions, and penalties. Clear understanding and proper implementation in the field are essential to prevent unauthorized discharges and maintain compliance throughout construction activities. Authorized discharges are limited to specific types of water releases that are allowed under permit conditions when they remain uncontaminated. Examples include clean stormwater, water used for firefighting activities, and fire hydrant system flushing. Irrigation applied to support vegetative erosion control measures is also considered an authorized discharge when managed properly. Dechlorinated potable water, including uncontaminated water line flushing, is allowed, as well as hydrostatic pipe testing and flushing condensate. Uncontaminated groundwater or spring water generated from construction dewatering may also be discharged when conducted in compliance with permit requirements. Water used for dust control is another authorized example. All authorized discharges must still be managed carefully to ensure pollutants are not introduced and water quality standards are maintained. Unauthorized discharges are any releases that are not allowed under permit conditions because they introduce pollutants into stormwater. Examples include the use of treatment chemicals that are not specifically authorized, as well as wastewater from washout or cleanout of concrete, grout, stucco, or other construction materials. Discharges containing form-release oils or curing compounds are also prohibited. Fuels, oils, lubricants, and other fluids associated with vehicle or equipment operation and maintenance are not allowed to enter stormwater. In addition, soaps, solvents, and detergents used for equipment washing or building washdowns are prohibited. Any discharge containing toxic or hazardous substances such as asbestos, lead, mercury, or PCBs is strictly prohibited. Preventing these discharges is critical, as they represent a high risk for violations, enforcement actions, and environmental harm. Stormwater compliance relies on clearly defined roles and responsibilities throughout a construction project. The legally responsible person, or LRP, owns the project and holds ultimate accountability for permit compliance. The developer or general contractor is responsible for building the project and ensuring construction activities follow approved requirements. The Qualified SWIP developer, or QSD, prepares and updates the Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan to reflect site conditions and regulatory standards. The Qualified SWIP Practitioner, or QSP, oversees implementation of the SWIP in the field, including inspections, maintenance, and corrective actions. Each role supports a specific function, but compliance depends on coordination among all parties. When responsibilities are understood and properly executed, stormwater controls are more effective, risks are reduced, and projects remain compliant from groundbreaking through final stabilization. Here are some common best management practices that are core actions used on construction sites to prevent stormwater pollution and maintain compliance. Erosion control practices focus on protecting exposed soils and reducing runoff at its source. Sediment control measures capture soil that has already been mobilized, preventing it from leaving the site. Material management ensures construction materials are properly stored, handled, and contained to avoid spills and leaks. Non-stormwater management addresses activities that could contaminate runoff, such as equipment washing or concrete operations. Waste management focuses on proper collection, storage, and disposal of trash and debris. When these practices are planned correctly, installed on time, and maintained consistently, they work together to protect water quality, reduce violations, and keep construction projects running smoothly from start to finish. These are the key takeaways from this training. Stormwater requirements are legal obligations and must be followed at all times. The goal is not enforcement for its own sake, but successful project completion. Everyone involved is part of the same team, working toward compliance that supports the project rather than the state. When coordination and communication are strong, issues can be addressed early, reducing delays, rework, and unnecessary costs. Stormwater compliance done correctly protects both the environment and the project schedule. If questions come up or something is unclear in the field, it is always better to ask before acting. Clear communication, teamwork, and proactive problem solving are the most effective tools for maintaining compliance and keeping construction moving forward efficiently. Thank you for your time and attention. Effective stormwater management depends on awareness, coordination, and follow-through in the field. When expectations are clear and communication stays open, projects run smoother and risks are reduced. We appreciate your effort and professionalism, and we look forward to continuing to support successful, compliant projects moving forward.